Chicago Bears' first unofficial depth chart is officially out. You see what I did there? What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, guys, and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. The Bears have a preseason game coming up. We've got an unofficial roster, unofficial depth chart. Let's take a look at it right now. Start with the offense. And as I have been telling you guys over the last couple of days, it does look like Andy Dalton will be the starting quarterback. No surprise to me there. I know a lot of people have been expecting and hoping for Justin Fields, but as I've been telling you all along, Nagy and Pace, in their best case scenario, Justin Fields never sees the field this season. So Andy Dalton, who's been solid in training camp, is going to be the starting quarterback. So he's listed as the QB1, Justin Fields as the backup, and third string Nick Foles. No surprise there. Let's talk about the receivers. You got Allen Robinson, of course, your stud wide receiver there at the number one spot. Behind him, you got Darnell Mooney. Again, no shock there. Then you've got the third starter as Marquise Goodwin. Again, I'm not shocked there as well. That's what I predicted. So then behind those guys, you've got Damiere Byrd. You've got Daz Newsome, Riley Ridley. Juwan Williams looks to be on the outside looking in. I don't know if he's going to make the roster, but the starters, again, A-Rob, Darnell Mooney, Marquise Goodwin. Should not surprise you. Those guys are going to get the most amount of snaps now with Anthony Miller traded and in Houston. All right, running back spot. David Montgomery, obviously the number one running back on the roster, followed by Damian Williams, Khalil Herbert, Ryan Nall. Then you got Artavius Pierce and C.J. Marable. Obviously, all that matters is Montgomery and Damian Williams. Khalil Herbert being number 3. That's, I believe, because Tariq Cohen's still on the PUP list. When Tariq Cohen's healthy, he will be the number 3 running back. All right, let's move on down here. The offensive line is an absolute mess. Just a mess, folks. We've got the left tackle with it being Elijah Wilkinson, left guard Cody Whitehair, center Sam Mustipher, right guard James Daniels, and right tackle Latavius Simmons. We know that Tevin Jenkins is still out with an injury. We know Larry Borum's still out with an injury. We know that Jermaine Afidi is still out. So the Bears' offensive line is going to be severely tested with their depth. These are not the guys that would be the starters if fully healthy with Wilkinson and Simmons. But as of right now, that is what we have. And the second unit, again, Tevin Jenkins, he's hurt right now. Arlington Hambright, Dieter Elson, Alex Bars, and Tyrone Wheatley. So, man, pray for that offensive line. I really, really, really do hope they get it together. Tight end. Number one tight end is Cole Kmet. As I predicted, he's going to take that ascension this year into that number one tight end spot, and I think he's going to have a breakout season. So Jimmy Graham is the backup. And then Jesse James, he's been impressive in training camp, folks, catching a lot of balls from both Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, and he's already listed as the third string tight end. I'm not surprised there. I told you guys he's been having an impressive training camp. Behind him, J.P. Holtz, Jesper Horsted, who are not going to get a lot of playing time. All right, let's switch over to the defensive side here. And then the defensive line, we got Akeem Hicks in the middle. Nose tackle, Kyrus Tonga, our 7th round draft pick this year. That's a surprise there. And then Bilal Nichols as well. Second stringers, Angelo Blackson, Mike Pennell, Mario Edwards. And then at the linebacker spot, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan. You got your starters there, your studs. Christian Jones and Joel Iggy are the backups. Josh Woods and Alec Ogletree. Alec Ogletree's been having an unbelievable training camp ever since the Bears signed him. I think he's got a shot to really make an impact. He's listed on the third string. Outside linebacker spot, moving on to that, you got Khalil Mack, of course, and Robert Quinn as the starters. Travis Gibson and Jeremiah Atuchua, the backups. Ladarius Mack, Khalil Mack's younger brother, with the third team. And then finally, let's move on to the secondary. Jalen Johnson's a starter. We know that he's our number one corner. And then behind him, you've got Kindle Vildor as the number 2 cornerback. I've been telling you guys about this, that he is looking to be more impressive than a guy like Desmond Trufant, who we thought could be that number 2 starter. And now I think Kindle Vildor is going to win it. You got Duke Shelley behind him, Thomas Graham as well, the rookie cornerback that we drafted. And then at the safety spot, Eddie Jackson, Tayshaun Gibson's the starters. We know that Deion Bush and DHC behind him. So there you have it there. And then finally, special teams, Cairo Santos, our kicker. We know that. And then punter, Pat O'Donnell, and long snapper, Patrick Scale. So there you have it, folks. Not a lot of changes here. Oh, and I finally forgot to mention, Khalil Herbert is going to be the #1 kickoff returner. So you love that. And then Bird is going to be the top punt returner, Jameer Bird, that is.